Welcome to Morning Movement and Meditation. This is Compassionate Edition. So it means I am compassionate is our phrase today. I am compassionate. I move with consciousness and care and practice self-forgiveness to love myself as I am. So let's do this. Compassionate. And I do sometimes do a class in December themed around compassion, and it's more hip opening and forward folds, a little bit more caring for ourselves. So we are likely going to add that element to this practice, but we're going to get our bodies moving with as much compassion as we can and ourselves awake. So if we're feeling a little tired, a little run down, let's stand on up, take those toes out, heels in, bend the knees, hands to your thighs, and just the breath. That's it. Hands up to shoulders, just floating the hands up. And exhale, hands come down, floating down, palms pressed down. And you can close the eyes or keep them open, but starting to tune in to your body, to your breath, to this moment. And when we slow down our breath, we can slow down our thoughts in a good way, avoiding that jumping around monkey mind, stress, anxiety. And we bring it to a place of care, compassion, and self-love. So we take one more breath, pull it in and up. Maintain that deep breath through the rest of this practice in the day if you can, and just let your hands rest by your legs. Take your chin down to your chest and rock the head side to side, right ear to right shoulder. Make a half circle, left ear to left shoulder. And going around to the other side. And full circles if it's okay on your neck. Ooh, must have slept wrong. I've got a little kink in the neck somewhere, so we'll work through that. Bring the head back to center. Give yourself some big shoulder rolls. Shrugging up, back and down. And the other direction. Give a little arm wiggle, arm shake. Make fists with the hands. You've got in, up, and around circles, arm circles. Flat to your body. Moving slow to start with, of course, always. And then switch directions. Okay, bring those hands down. Waist twist, hands off the hips, and we're going to move side to side. Keep the knees bent so you're stable. Whenever I practice early, like regular yoga, early in the morning, if we end up standing for too long, it can get a little dizzying. So either we're moving right away when we're standing, or we start lower. So if you start slower for a morning practice, maybe seated or child's pose is a great place to start. Depends on the type of class. This is different. Good, and slowing down those twists, coming into our little taps. So straighten the legs, Tibetan body pounding, tapping, lymph nodes and kidneys, so just above the chest and at the lower back. So we're massaging some hormone glands and creates some relaxation. Okay, release that. Just come to a stop. Open those arms, bent elbows, press them back. Exhale as you reach. Press, actually. Press one hand over, other hand down, side bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift. Can we slow down the side bend stretch? One more time. And then reach both hands up. Hands come down as the feet step together. We'll start with the hip rotations. Sometimes I intermix them. Hip rotations or high kicks or knees. So we'll take the knee up, knee comes across, up and around. Again, you can grab onto a wall or a window ledge to work this rotation. You're really getting some power into the glutes too as you press the knee back. And if you've got not so great knees, I'm one of those people. Thanks, Mom, genetics. Be very mindful of that base leg, that base knee, so it doesn't twist. Okay, switch sides. We'll likely do a couple more hip rotations in our downward facing dog, so you'll come back to this movement a few more times as we do more hip openers today. It's said that the hips, this area, large muscle area, is the emotional storage space. So if you ever work hips and feel different emotion comes up, that's a thing. It's like the magic of yoga. Okay, bring the legs down. Step one foot back. We'll do our high knee or high kick. So knee or straight leg. Tap the foot back, then lift the knee or the leg. Switch sides, step back, knee up, or straight leg. Okay, and bring that down. Section 1 complete. Heading to some poses, some yoga. I gotta catch my breath. Sometimes, those movements are a little quick. Moving with consciousness, though, and care, and practicing self-love and self-forgiveness to love yourself as you are, as I am. So let's come to the top of the mat and move consciously. Move slowly. Feet hip distance apart. Shoulders back. Reach up as you inhale, connect the hands, and then bring them down to your heart and pause. A little meditative pause. A time to reconnect. Feel your feet on the ground, your toes spread, pressing down. And hands actively together. And just listen into that breath. Allow the depth of the breath to create a smooth, steady inhale and exhale. And we'll move. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the arms, diving down slowly, leading with the heart. Forward fold, hands come down to the floor. That dive down, leading with the heart, it's just, life's better when you do that. So let's fold forward, shake up the head, feel the hamstrings. You can bend one knee at a time. Notice this forward fold. It's probably not the deepest forward fold of your life or of your day at all. Then we lengthen the back. So press the hands on the shins. Lengthen, look just in front of the toes as the crown of the head extends forward. Try to shift your weight more into the toes as you press your tailbone back. And then plant the hands down. And let's step both feet back. Both. Walk it back through your kind of a down dog, but we're going to shift forward into plank pose. Shoulders are over the wrists. Knees bent. Take the knees down. Hug the elbows in as you lower to chaturanga. Or hugging those elbows in, it's a low tricep push-up. Press that heart forward, roll the shoulders back, up dog. Can be on the knees or not. Look down, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. So now if you want to step the feet in just a couple inches, that's okay. Keep the knees bent, take some more movement, some intentional movement. As you bend one knee at a time, press the heart down towards the thighs, gazing towards the toes. Okay, we're going to simply move on right away from here. So you take that right leg, lift it up behind you. You can also do this on your knee, left knee on the floor. Bend the right knee, the one that's lifted, and give it a big hip circle. So we lift that knee, trying to draw big circles. Do 3 of them. And switch directions. And keep the leg up behind you. You can keep the knee bent or straight. We end up stepping it forward. But instead of between the hands, take that right leg, step it to the outside of the right hand. It's a little easier. There's more space there. If it doesn't quite get there, you can help it up, walk it up. Take that back knee down to the ground. So our hands are close to the inside of that right foot. And you can wiggle the fingers if you're ever feeling like it's a bit much on the hands, or make fists instead. So keep that left hand down and reach up with the right arm for a twist. Reaching up, maybe reaching back. You're going to feel more of the hip flexor, that left leg, if you reach back. You don't have to pick up the back foot. We might not be ready for that, but that's the direction that we're headed. Now keep pressing into the big toe of that right foot. And then a big arm circle, right hand comes up and around back to the center, down on the ground. Okay, lift the back knee. Just feel that low lunge. It's a lizard lunge. Lift the back knee. And then step back to downward facing dog. Good, we'll get to the other side in a moment. Walk the feet forward to the top of the mat. Half lift, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Stand up tall, rising, open the arms, squeeze the shoulders as you reach up, and hands come down to your heart. Good, we do it again. We got to do the other side. Inhale, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step both feet back, walk, 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 plank pose. From the knees or the toes, lengthen and gaze in front of the fingertips. Inhale, exhale, lower either to your belly or halfway down. Cobra or up dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Okay, the other side. So we'll take that left leg and lift behind you, bend the knee. Big hip circles. I said we were going to do this in down dog, so here we are. No rush with these. No rush with any of these poses. You can always skip them. Just the fact that you're here today is accomplishment enough, oftentimes. Did we switch directions? If you didn't, make sure to do that. And then lengthen the leg behind you, preparing to step it forward. You can even lift the right heel, bend the left knee, and step it on the outside of the left hand. Or walk the hands back, that can help. Take the back knee down. Now you can be on the fingertips, fists. If you've got blocks, this is also a great place for books or blocks to lift the floor a little higher to help you out there if your legs are a little tight. Okay, so we're feeling this kneeling lizard lunge. Keep the right hand down under the shoulder and left hand reaching up for that twist. Look up towards the left thumb. Unless it bothers the neck, then look down. Press into the big toe of that left foot and maybe reach back. For me, the bent knee actually feels really good. For most, maybe not. I'm a little more flexible than many people. So we'll keep it to a place that is good for your body. Good, then lift your hand up, big circle, up and around to the inside. Instead of stepping back, we're going to take that back foot and step it forward to a squat. So the toes turn out about mat distance. Bend the knees a lot. Whoa, hands down next to your heart. Press the elbows to the knees. Good, then lengthen, take the hands down on the floor. Lift the legs, lengthen the legs, heel toe them together. We're going to roll this one up, roll it up. Instead of a reverse swan dive, it's a roll up. Bend the knees, arms hang long, head is heavy, and the head is the last thing that comes up. Reach up overhead. We're going to come right back down. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Step just to downward facing dog again. Because we're doing hip opening, I am going to add a pigeon pose. So in our pigeon pose, we'll take the right leg first, lift behind, bend the knee, take the right knee to the right wrist or elbow, take that ankle across the mat and place the shin down. Walk the left foot farther back. So the option for this is this kneeling version, or flip it around. It's a figure 4, seated or lying down. So just to give you those options there. So in our pigeon pose, if you're lying down or seated, stay there. If we're kneeling, sit up tall. Take your fingertips to the outside beyond the mat. We get to go down and up with a few breaths. So this shoulder roll, back lift and inhale. Exhale, let's fold over that right leg with the elbows bent, pressing into the fingertips. Forehead touches down, maybe. Then lift back up, inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, press up. And one more time. We lift, hold it. And that's it. We get to switch sides. So it's not a long pigeon pose. Hands down under the shoulders. Either switch sides if you're seated or reclined. If we're kneeling with me, tuck the back toes, step back. Downward facing dog. Other side, lift the left leg, left knee to left elbow. Take that shin and ankle across the mat, place it down. And walk the back foot farther back. And try to keep your weight on that right side, right hip coming down. Fingertips press down on the outside of the mat. Lift and inhale. Exhale, bent elbows, fingers to support you, fold forward. Inhale, rise. And if you can wave, do a wave-like motion with that spine as you lower and lift. Gives you a little spine mobility. Last one. Good, pause. And then take the hands where they should typically go, under the shoulders. Tuck the back toes under. Scooch in a little bit and step back to downward facing dog. Last down dog, so let's make it a good one. Let's take the knees down. Cross the ankles or swing the legs around for a seated pose. Before we get to meditation, one more. just to keep us even on both sides. Feet together, knees apart. Grab onto those feet. And you can simply press your hands down behind you for length. Or grab the feet, try to open them up a bit, look forward, hug the elbows to your rib cage, and lean forward. Okay, let's lift back up. That's it. And find a cross-legged position that feels comfortable for you. We're heading into a meditation. So we are shifted a little in the time, but we don't have to end right at 6:30. So we'll be here a little longer. Today's meditation, it's a compassion meditation. And this is going to be more so a sending out of compassion. So as you breathe in, you're going to fill with love, compassion, greatness, joy, all the good things. Then as you exhale, we send it out to someone else that you want to send it to, someone who needs it, or someone you just love dearly. So it's up to you. You can keep your focus to one person in particular, or you can add a bunch of people into your life. Perhaps the people we're not seeing today, or people who have been on our mind, or people that just need a little bit of love. Okay, so sit up tall. A little smile on the face never hurt. Actually, it quite helps. And we can flip the palms up. Up meaning it's a symbol that we are open to receiving, open to giving, and just simply open. Allowing compassion in ourselves and others. So your breath is natural, steady, even. But with each breath brings a flood of positive emotions, of care and kindness. And with each exhale, a person coming to mind who needs it the most. And see if you can slow down that gift of compassion to each person by slowing down the breath. As you slow down the inhale, our body just takes in that goodness for a little bit longer. So we'll be here for a few more minutes. I will lead you out of this, don't worry. But we'll sit in silence as we send out compassion and love to those who need it most. Okay, let's start to deepen your breath. Wiggle those fingers just a bit. Maybe rock the head momentarily and start to blink the eyes open. Welcome back. I didn't really want to end giving compassion to people, but the time has come. So hopefully you thought of some wonderful people in your life. I thought of all of you, of course. And let's take our hands, flip them up once again. Reach those hands up. We're going to do something a little different. Reach up. Bring the hands down as you exhale. Then on your next inhale, again, reach up. And then send all of that out, hands down, next to your sides. Good. And then you can bring your hands back together just for closing. Thank you so much for joining in this holiday version of morning movement and meditation. Go off and be as compassionate and self-loving as you can. Namaste.